The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello! Welcome to Coffee Break! So you're going to be having coffee with me, Anna.
I'm Lynn.
I'm Shelly and this is Andres.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
So for today, we're going to be talking about sexual health. And to start off our What's Brewing, we're going to be talking about the health benefits of sex.
I want to ask Shelly.
Wow!
Because obviously you've had
Aminin
sex.
ko, hindi ko in-expect yun. Talaga?
Alam ka naman immaculate conception. Okay, so ano yung question
This is my
mo?
second child, so yes, I've had sex twice.
Okay.
Are you stopping at that? Parang okay na kayo dito.
I'm
that
gonna
the question?
explore a couple more moves and then I think that's it.
Okay, what do you think are the health benefits of sex based on experience?
Siya yung guess?
May guess po kami mamaya pero
Siya
parang
yung
na-corner
narrator.
na ako.
Okay, but studies show that sex has a lot of health benefits. So, I read before that it...
If you know this, I'm very healthy.
So it supposedly helps you with headaches. Like if you have a headache and you have sex, you won't have a headache anymore because sex releases certain hormones that make you happy.
They
Or
also
Yes.
They also said that men who had more sex or who regularly had sex, it lessens their chance of having a heart attack. So it's
Kasi
very-
nakaka-release sila, gano'n.
kasi maybe because it's a form of exercise also.
But on the other side of it, the healthier you are, I suppose the better the sex would be.
Yeah, because you have more stamina.
You're more flexible.
Yes. Take it away, women.
Okay, but these are, we don't have the statistics to back us up. So let's just talk about our top 5 for today, which
Okay.
are the misconceptions that people have about sex or sexual health in general. So yes. Okay, sex always feels good.
You know what? The person who contributed this tidbit is actually here. Sino?
May special.
No, it's a misconception that sex always feels good. You know, when you're a teenager, diba? It's so glorified all the
Because
time.
it's what you see in
movies,
movies
oo.
and like music videos.
Lalo na kapag kunyari, you're waiting for that. That's a big thing, right? When you lose your virginity and you try to schedule a date, maybe on your prom night or
Yeah, and you put
Yeah.
flowers on the bed and candles.
I don't know about that movie.
Ewan ko lang.
No.
It doesn't always feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awkward. Like, where do you put what? I mean, yun lang.
So if you think it's going to flow, this is especially for the younger ones who may not be prepared. If you think you're not prepared, you're most likely not prepared.
yeah.
So, and it may may mga nagcha-chime in kami dito. Sige na, sumali ka na. Or if what?
If it doesn't feel good, someone's doing something wrong.
Okay, that's.
Did you hear that? Okay, can you repeat?
If
just in
that
case?
doesn't feel good, someone's doing something wrong.
Or someone isn't
Or
ready,
someone isn't
as our
ready.
guest.
I love it that
said.
so many women are contributing.
Okay, next. You can't get an STD from someone you love, from oral sex, or if you are still a virgin. Okay, so that's a big misconception. You can get an STD in all of those cases. Just because someone you love, just because you love that somebody, it doesn't mean he or she is free from any kind of disease.
Yeah.
Virus.
And
Actually, like related to this, just because you're in a monogamous relationship, it doesn't mean that you can't get an STD. Because there's always, I was talking to my OB about this, and what she said was that she sees a lot of cases wherein the wife comes and complains about something, and then she finds out she has an STD. And then the husband swears on his life that he's been faithful. But then, where did she get it from? Diba? So, parang...
So where nga?
It could have been the previous relationship.
Right. Na ngayon lang nag-surface yung...
Or also, even if you're in a monogamous relationship, it doesn't mean naman that you can guarantee your husband or your wife's fidelity all the time, right? So parang for her, it's important that you also check yourself, even whether, in whatever relationship you're in.
Okay.
Next.
Okay.
Di ka na virgin kapag sakang sumakay ka ng bike at gumamit ng tampon.
I know somebody who, she's a ballet dancer, so it's hard for her to dance if she has a napkin. And she said that she has to hide her tampons from her very religious parents kasi daw, pag nakita yung tampons, sabihin hindi ka na virgin. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and even now, if you notice in our supermarkets, it's not always sold, and culturally, it's not that accepted here.
Yeah.
Mas marami na ngayon, but ang hirap maghanap ng slim na tampon.
Is it because the misconception is your hymen will break
and then you're de-virginized?
Even things like, okay, riding a bike, riding a horse, doing gymnastics, you know, things like that. If it breaks your hymen, or if it can break your hymen, it equates to not being a virgin anymore, which is not true because by definition,
virgin is when there's penetration.
Well, yeah, that's one definition of it. Because some people
virgin
will say
is when your heart is pure. Wow.
And you can see Mount Mayon. Di ba sabi nila yung... Wow! Sobrang! Di ba sabi nila, if you have
pag nagpakita sa'yo yung peak,
kita mo yung peak ng Mount Mayon.
Therefore, virgin ka.
Oo.
Yun, ang importante. So, pumunta ka ng Bicol.
At tignan mo, kung makikita mo ba, virgin ka ba? Uy, misconception lang yun. Baka
Dami,
Okay, next. Bawal mag-sex or... Ayan, bawal mag-sex / hindi ka mabubuntis pag meron. So if you have your period, you're not supposed to have sex.
Don't tell me, tatanungin mo na naman ako, Lynn.
You can have a bloody good time.
Right, Shelly?
And you can get pregnant even if you have your period.
Yes.
So even if you have your period, you wear protection.
Although there's a very slim chance, it's still within the realm of possibility.
But is it really a slim chance? I think we're not medically backed up on that.
Because
basta lang it's possible. It will not.
I don't
rule
know
it out. Just because you have your.
After our discussion,
Ay,
ginugol
baon.
Okay.
Oh.
No, because it happens in cases na the ovulation happens very
Sabay.
soon or after you get your
During,
period. Since sperm lasts inside your body.
Talk about
Since sperm lasts inside your body for 5 days, so there's a chance na buhay pa siya.
5 days?
Yeah,
5 days?
Sexual expert
what is
later,
that?
you can ask.
5 days?
Yes.
Bakit may mga swimmers bakit maraming nahihirapan magbuntis?
No, because not everybody survives.
There's a...
Like if it's acidic.
and then the quality of the sperm itself.
Yeah.
Quantity,
Bakit di ka naniniwala sa akin?
density.
Kasi mas credible yung
Yung
expert
guest
natin
namin.
mamaya.
Go through sperm terms.
Okay, sperm terms later. Abangan. Okay, and then,
Let's get to know the little swimmers.
there. You can get... Okay, this is a big misconception. You can get AIDS or HIV from sharing a drink with someone who has it. So, unless you drink their saliva, like
By
gallons
the
and gallons
gallons.
and gallons of it, there's no way you can get AIDS or
Just by
HIV.
sharing
It has to be through blood or other bodily fluids. Open wounds. For example, you share a needle with somebody.
Or ipanganak mo siya, tas meron ka na as a mother, yun.
You can pass it on.
Tapos kung trip mo yung umiinom ng galong-galong laway ng ibang tao,
Wag mo na lang gawin. Wag mo na lang gawin.
hindi siya ganun ka-hygienic.
Okay, and now we're done with our top 5 because we want more time
Right.
to learn about sperm terms with our sexy, sassy expert.
And sensible.
And sensible. So hold on, we'll be back soon.
Hi. They say nothing in this world is free, and for the most part, that's true. But here at NMF Network, all shows are indeed 100% free. And as an added feature, you have the option to subscribe to all your favorite programs, also at no charge. Why should you subscribe? By subscribing, you no longer have the hassle of delays when you stream the program. You also don't need to keep checking our site to see if your favorite programs are up because they'll automatically be uploaded to your device as soon as it's available. Here's how to do it. For those people with Apple mobile devices, first you need to download the podcast app. Once you download the podcast app, open it, and you should be taken to the featured page. Now, you look for the store button. Hit the store button, and after doing that, hit the search button. Put your cursor on it and type New Media Factory. All our shows should automatically appear. Pick your favorite or favorites, open it, and hit subscribe. And that's it, you're done. Congratulations and welcome to the New Media Factory family.
Then the maid got jaundice. Jaundice is different from jaundice. Jaundice is buntis, like that. But she does not... Tears up! Tears up! Anyway, jaundice does not know. This is professional show. I will put the merienda here. So jaundice. And I'm now happy to present to you Carl Utario. Halika dito, te! Tabi tayo! Gusto mo ng snacks? Ano ba to? Ganyan ba yan? Tapos?
Ang puti, mama.
Ay, tapos. Dito ba? Pwede ba dyan?
Pwede. Concealer. Ayan, para sa show mo, ha? Oh.
Aray ko, amayaya ba? Pwede ba itong ano? Zora, pang ano ba to? Oil absorbing? Pwede ba itong pang nose line?
Tita Kay, may caution.
Caution! Caution! Basta ng glamour, te!
When used for the first 2 weeks, more pimples will appear. Burahin na siya.
Oh my God!
Sorry, ma. Ito talaga.
Hindi, bago yan. Don't worry.
Buti ako sa mata lang. Hindi naman nagkakap yun. Dapat pala caution muna yung pinasa natin.
Join your host Carrots Nazareno on Live Love Lols every Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30, only here on The Factory.
What you've been missing on The Factory.
Now we're gonna show you guys the new beta that just came out yesterday. Is God of War Ascension, the private beta
for
and
PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus.
Let's watch it, right? It's not. It's Enrique playing already.
Yes.
Yep. There you go, and perfect timing. Perfect timing. Well, before that, I was kicking ass. So go with the theme of the show. How not to play.
It's Robot Rice and Friends with Alfonso Martinez, Mickey Han, and Nigel Zalameo. Fridays, 6 to 7 p.m. Only here on The Factory.
Hi, we're back with the Chief Empowerment Officer or the CEO of SexandSensibilities.com, Ana Santos. Woo!
Hi, everyone.
Hi. We're so happy to have you here.
Finally. Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is actually the second time and we made it. So thank you very much for your patience and for inviting me again.
We're so excited. We want to learn about
Lynn wants to learn
About things.
about the sperm terms.
About sperm terms.
Hey, so you were saying earlier that sperm can live 5 days.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
actually, when you have sex, the sperm can live inside your vagina.
System.
It's a canal, huh? I
Yeah.
mean, let's talk about it anatomically and how it's shaped. It can live in there for about 5 days. And there are certain things. Your question, Shelly, was how come some girls have a hard time getting pregnant? There's so many factors that affect or that impact how you get pregnant. And when it comes to sperms, there is such a thing as the morphology, so how they're shaped. Yeah. So some of them have heads that aren't fully formed. Some of them have tails that are short. Some of them have tails that are clipped off.
So scientific.
So, yes, and I love it. That affects how the little swimmers move.
right. So
And then there's also such a thing as density, so that's the sperm count. And there's also motility, which is how fast they move. So sometimes when guys get a sperm test, the doctor will say, okay, your sperms are, I love this, sluggish. They don't move very fast.
AKA, ang babagal nila.
Oo, mabagal sila.
so they won't make it in time for.
Yeah, they gotta meet, right? So it's a timing issue.
So again, when you get
when you have sex, when you have your period. So because some women, they ovulate very close to their menstruation because their cycles are short.
Yes.
Right. So that's when.
Yeah.
That's why there's a slim chance you can.
And let's get into the everyday stuff. Like, when do you really know when the last day of your period is?
Right.
Because it doesn't stop. I mean, for those viewers out there who are female, you know this, right? It doesn't stop after day 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a day 3.75. There's a day 3.5. There's a day 3.25. There you go. So that is when you have your period. That's an ambiguous term because that can be anything, right? And then to your point, that's exactly it. Some women just ovulate very close to their next cycle, and then you're already releasing an egg, which can be fertilized, whether or not you're having sex, or when you have your period.
So if your goal is to not to get pregnant or not get pregnant, what are the best indicators? Since
to not get pregnant?
Or to get pregnant. Kasi
Wow.
di ba kinakount pa rin yun?
Okay. Well, people always ask me how to not get pregnant. Let's go to that one first. So, absolutely, you have to use protective barrier methods, all right? So, the condom, which is my favorite, my utmost favorite, because it's the only barrier that can protect you from 2 things: mistimed pregnancy or a sexually transmitted infection. And second is you got to go on the pill, right? Those are things that are, we call it it's prone to user failure, meaning if you forget to take it, it's not the pill's fault.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not because the pill is not effective, you just forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there's also injectables. That also has a little bit of user failure because you might forget 3 months after and all of that.
Injectables, you don't do it every day, right?
No, you do it
at certain periods.
Yes. So depending on what kind and what type, you can have it every 3 months or every 6 months.
It's so weird that a lot of the information that Anna's saying now are so important, yet who says these things? And we barely know it. Kaya ang daming nabubuntis, hindi nabubuntis, etc.
Although when I was in 4th year high school, I went to a Catholic school.
Right.
They taught us different methods of contraception. But it was always in a negative way. Like, if you don't use this, there's still a chance for you to get an STD. It was all like thought through the negative angle.
Okay.
Or parang you should only use this when you're married na, things like that. Which was expected
Kumbaga, the
from
0.1% that the condom can fail, yun yung minamagnify, as opposed to the 99.9% that it actually works.
Exactly.
But I want to ask you, Anna, what did that effect have on you, on the people in your class? Did you think, then I won't use it na, I won't use contraception na lang kasi it'll fail pala, or you
rolling my eyes.
Or you shouldn't use it at all, and therefore the use of condoms is so low in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We have one of the lowest condom uses in the country, in the region.
As evidenced
in the
by
region.
our booming population.
Oh yeah. Okay. We have a higher rate of use for the pill, but the pill has multiple uses, no? So you can use it for
clear skin.
For clear skin, yes. For polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Some for bigger boobs.
Yeah,
yes,
for
right?
bigger boobs. It doesn't work on me. And also for some, did we cover skin, polycystic ovarian syndrome, management of dysmenorrhea.
Right. I did that. Yeah.
So there's more
Irregular
acceptance.
periods also.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more acceptance actually for the pill because you don't have to be on it because you're having sex. There's this whole cloud of, oh my God, you're having sex. I mean, I'd feel, if you were of age and in a consensual, loving relationship, I'd be happy for you. I mean, if that's a choice that you make. Conversely, I'd be happy for you if you both consensually, mutually agree to abstaining. I think those are personal choices.
Do you also see naman the negative effects of having sex early?
Yeah, definitely. First is, when I say early, I am thinking of someone who's like 15. Okay? Someone who's 15. When you're that age, I know it feels like, I still remember what it was like when I was 15. You still feel like, I have the world at my feet. There's nothing I don't know. I'm still gonna work this, right?
Yeah.
You feel this. You have this sense of invincibility that I think only being very young and fearless gives you. But the other side of it is, you may not be thinking 2-3 steps ahead about how a certain action can affect your life. right? So you're not going to think about precautions. You're not going to think about what if this happens. And most importantly, when you're that age, I so worry about who is telling you or trying to convince you to have sex. And why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you don't want to lose this person? Are you doing it because you feel pressured?
Right.
You know, I want to be sure that you have all the faculties, or you're so sure of yourself and what you want and what this relationship means for you, that you can decide to be intimate with someone. So that's one, okay? Second is, well, not all of us are fortunate enough to meet the first guy and he's the one and he's forever, okay? So the younger that you get, that's just math. The younger that you have sex, the more people you're going to meet, maybe, right? And the more relationships you're going to be in, and just you'll have a higher body count, okay? And the drawback of that is, you know, first, you're more prone to having a sexually transmitted infection. Okay, multiple partners, that's just what happens when you have multiple partners.
The risk is just higher.
The risk is higher. Okay, when you sleep with someone, remember you sleep with their history. You talked earlier about how come
STDs.
Yes. How come I got an STD from my husband? Well, because maybe before you were even married, or whoever, he had sex with someone who had an STD.
There's something horrendous about the thought of the fact, that whoever you sleep with
everybody else
he has
that
slept with.
And it's true, right?
But that is true.
But why? I'm big on drawing the science behind these things, because people need to believe us. Okay, there are some sexually transmitted infections like HIV that don't show up. They're asymptomatic. So they don't show up on you till what? Years after. So you may have gotten it now, but it's in a latent or asymptomatic stage and it doesn't show up. And you could be passing it on without knowing it.
And to your child, is that possible?
Yes. There is such a thing as parent or mother-to-child transmission, either through when you give birth through your child or through breast milk. The
This is usually the virus, right?
Yes.
Like the STDs that are viruses. Because those are the ones that are usually not curable.
Yes. A virus is not curable, and it's transmitted through bodily fluids. But the great thing about parent-to-child or mother-to-child transmission is there's been huge advancements in terms of knowing how to prevent it. And one of the goals, actually, if I can remember right, it's by 2050 or 2015, no, maybe not 2015. I'm sorry if I recall the number wrong, but it's total elimination of mother-to-child transmission. We have the knowledge, and we will have the capability to totally eliminate it, which is fantastic. So that means you're going to be able to have possibility of a generation of kids who don't have to grow up living with HIV because their mother has HIV.
What you pointed out about being 15 or younger and then just thinking that you're invincible, that you can have sex now. I think you're on the, I don't know if that's the word is better, but some just don't bother to think through what actually happens. Like my mom got pregnant at the age of 17. And she wasn't married then, so she got pregnant. And then now she openly speaks about it. Like she tells people about why that was a wrong decision on her part. And I agree that a lot more need to speak out about. I got pregnant prior to getting married, and it was not planned. Kaya nga, prior to getting married. And while I get the lucky end of it because I was in a good relationship and we were ready to jump into the next phase of caring for a child, it was still not planned.
Yeah.
And there are still things that somehow, yun nga, nakaka-abrupt, nakaka-disrupt siya. Yeah. Abrupt! It was abrupt. Nakaka-disrupt siya ng kung anong, what lies next. And in that way, I also felt that I was not able to care to the maximum level for my child at the time that I gave birth.
I'm so glad you bring that up, because not a lot of people are open about talking about just tinges of regret. Not about having your child, but about when you had your child.
I mean, it will never, naman, the best gift ever is my family now. But I will also say that protect yourself. If you choose to have sex, don't do it carelessly. Kasi nga, baka hindi ka, may andaming factors na nakasalalay na pwedeng, it's even just your health at the basic. Na paano kung magka-STD ka, tapos wala ka palang pera pang gamot sa sarili mo, and then it could it could progress and then etc. Hindi lang sa yung mabubuntis ka.
So, Ans, we have questions from
yes, we do.
From our
fans.
10,000 fans.
Okay.
10,000 fans.
First is, my partner and I are hot and heavy, but I don't want to proceed. How should I stop?
Okay, let's assume that a girl is asking.
Okay.
Then are we gonna assume that a guy is asking?
Parang maganda yung guy.
Sige, a guy is asking.
Well, actually, for me, the rules apply whether you're a guy or a girl. I think you should.
Okay.
For both, I'm so big on talking about consent. Because sometimes when you're in a relationship, you think that certain things just follow.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, it's okay to hold her hand. It's okay to kiss. It's okay to go to whatever the next level is for you. But sometimes we're not all comfortable, right? With maybe not now, right? Sometimes it's just a timing issue. But those are things that you have to talk about. Maybe not here. Maybe not in the car. So consent should never be taken for granted. Okay, that's a first and foremost thing that people ask me. What about relationships? Let's talk about consent. It's so tied in with just being respectful of the other person's boundaries. And I so believe that when you love someone, it's not, oh shucks, she doesn't want to have sex with me. Shit. You know, it's just simply respecting the other person's boundaries, the other person's beliefs. Secondly, if you have certain beliefs, like you don't want to have sex until you're married, or you don't want to whatever, engage in, you don't have fetishes, whatever. I think you need to talk about these things. The key is managing expectations even before you get there. You know, so you should talk about these things with the partner that you're with your partner. If it's that much of a deal breaker for you, then talk about them even before you get into that relationship.
Right. But what if the situation is like you're in the heat of the moment na, diba? So you're like, for example, in bed, you're making out, whatever, and then you're like,
na kayo, ayaw mo pala.
Pero ayaw mo, you don't want to go all the way.
Yeah,
and it's a boyfriend and all that.
So how do you tell him na parang, like,
you know, ladies, it happens, right? I mean,
even husband and wife.
Exactly, even husband and wife. And that's why the consent thing is so big. Just because you're married doesn't mean it's yes all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean that she has to say yes or he has to say yes all the time. Right? I mean, he may be tired.
Shelly doesn't mean he has to say yes all the time, okay?
I'll give my husband a sorry card later.
You know, he just might be tired and he might be stressed out. So I gotta give him some.
Cut him some slack.
Yeah, cut him some slack. If
sorry na, hello.
Sorry talaga. Respect.
Sorry for all those times.
Yeah, I don't know how many ways to say it. Stop, you know, or I'm not comfortable. I'm not.
Kick him. Pwede ba yun? No.
And that also comes with knowing your partner. You know that he has low resistance levels or whatever. Then even before you get hot and heavy,
don't na.
Stop it at the early stages when you still can.
Yeah. A friend said before na if there are issues that you are worried about discussing with your partner, then maybe that's an issue that you should consider in your relationship. Bakit hindi mo siya kayang makausap ng diretso?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a symptom of something deeper.
Yeah. Okay, our next question, we already discussed it. Ano to? Ay, bakit ganun? Join NMF network. Will I still get pregnant if I have sex during my period? So we answered that. Next is, what's the best way to ask a partner about his or her sex history?
And when?
And when?
Because you asked someone on your first date.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think that so depends. Because I was thinking about that. When is the right time? And you know, I know certain guys wouldn't mind at all.
He didn't mind.
See, there's some guys who wouldn't mind.
He was surprised, but he answered it.
In the same
He was so surprised.
In the same way that some guys, I don't have to bring a condom. They bring their own baon, and I'm like, good job, dude. You know? Okay. I think you need to ask. Maybe a little before you're in the bedroom.
Oo nga naman.
Huwag naman yung nagmamamal na kayo, tapos biglang, wait lang, how many people have you slept with? Mga ganon.
And I'm not sure if the is the number what's important,
or
have you gotten yourself tested?
Oo nga. Is there something I should be worried about?
How do you verify that they're telling the truth?
Well, that's the thing. Yes, yes.
Oh, yun, another indicator yun. Kapag hindi mo
And like, kasi, parang have you had yourself tested? Of course, they'll say, of course, kasi they want something, di ba?
Not naman always. Not all guys will say.
But some would.
But what is the question? Is it the number that's important?
Hindi niya tinanong kung ano yung
perfect time.
Okay, let's
Or how
let's assume that it's a number thing, you know, or
actually, what you're saying is, it's the number is not what is important.
Yes, but I'm not sure that to that person who asked.
No, how will I ask a partner about his or her sex history?
I guess how do you phrase the question?
What or what's important to find out?
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
I never did.
Yeah.
Never.
Until now?
Yeah, until now. And to his credit, he has never asked me.
Why is it to his credit? Akala ko ba you're supposed to ask nga?
Because the number, I'm speaking about the number.
Sorry, the number.
Yeah. But we did go through, oh my God, I hope, okay, I'm now talking about my private life. But we did go through a phase where have you gotten tested? And until now, 6 years into the relationship, hey, we gotta get tested, huh? Every year.
Right.
Every year?
Yes. This is what I do. I mean, girls, guys also, I take it so seriously that when you ask me to come here and speak about what is safe sex, what should you do, I should be doing it. Right. So even until now, we get a test annually, an HIV test, just to see if we're clear. And I also wrote about what it was like to get an HIV test. So it is daunting, yes, because you will be asked, no? How many sexual partners have you had, and are you sure your partner's monogamous? And even in my relationship, you know what? I don't know. I mean, there is no way to know.
There's no way.
Realistically, there is no way to know. So that was why I was asking: is it the number, or is it because of sexually transmitted infection reasons? So for me, let's talk about number first. Do you really want to know?
Okay, that's a good question.
I mean, come on. Do you really want to know? Because if you want to ask that question, be prepared to get an answer that is maybe true, maybe bloated a little bit. But think
25.
about,
in the last year.
I heard that parang this is just a whatever. Parang pag girls daw add 5, pag guys -5.
Diba?
Whatever. Anyway.
So that's one. Ask yourself first if you can deal with the number. Okay? Maybe it's for some people it's like just you, oh my God, that's kind of freaky, right? So, it's not a quantity. Diba? Di ka marunong. Diba? Parang, wow, nakaka-pressure. Diba? Kailangan galingan ko or whatever. But for an STD, if it's a question of sexual history related
health.
to STIs and related to health, I seriously think that you shouldn't go off condoms until you have reached that point in your relationship where you can talk about, are we ready to go off condoms? It is my dream to have a Facebook status that we got tested we're engaged or before we're engaged or something like that. You know, it's important to know.
Parang gusto ko tuloy magpa-HIV test para lang ma-status ko yun.
We got tested together.
Part of 2014.
Sige, after. Pwede ba magpa-test ang buntis?
I think so, yes. And you should, because there's, in some countries, what they do is they do test you for HIV when you're pregnant to check if it's
you're gonna transfer it.
Sige, I'll get tested.
They do something now where they give early antiretroviral therapy.
I have a question. What are the other things that you can pass on to your baby? I know HIV is one of the most common ones. But
good looks.
all the other
there are
STDs and STDs.
There are some viral.
Because I know herpes is because again it's a virus.
There are some viral STDs that you can pass on to your kids. I can't remember after herpes or if it's gonorrhea. I can't remember which of those that you can, but there are some.
Because I think it's important, if you're gonna get tested, might as well get tested for the entire range.
Oh,
right?
that's true.
That's
true. Because
HIV, I think, people are so afraid of it. But then, of course, there are
other
that don't show symptoms.
Yes.
Okay. Our next question is, What routine medical checkups do I need to get done from in that line na rin? What routine medical checkups do I need to get done for my sexual health? And is there a private way is there a way I can accomplish these in private?
Okay, you can do this by age first, okay, which is probably easier for us to track because I, for one, cannot remember. When was your last period? I don't know. When was your last pap smear? I don't know. I just know I got it. I mean, you know. So take it by stage. So the first thing that you should get when you're 18 or when you start to become sexually active, whichever comes first, is to get a pelvic exam. Okay, so your OB should do a pelvic exam. And then when you become sexually active, you should get a pap smear every year, every 6 months. And then take it on by, that's in your 20s as well. When you're 30, you should get, no, the mammogram is now 40. 35 to 40, you should start to get a mammogram. They also have a new thing called a breast ultrasound. Okay, and but take it by stage. So what's appropriate for your age? Yes.
But what if, for example, the mammogram is 40 years old? What if you have a history of breast cancer in your family earlier?
I talked to an oncologist about that. So you should see a doctor because they take in, for example, who has the breast cancer in your family? Is it your mom or is it your aunt?
Tita, yeah, okay.
So there are certain things that will spike the probability of you having it, or is it your sister, is it your cousin? Those things, do you call it affinity or the level of the degree of your connection to this family member? So that's something that they also consider. And say if it was your grandmother and then your mother didn't have, so those things. Okay. It's something that's not a one-stop answer. You have to see an oncologist about that. Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, the question is a little bit on the heavy side, and I think we asked this the last time. It's I'm not sure if I was raped. What do I do?
And I'm so glad you asked this question. In the last 3 years that I've been working in the field of sexual health, what still continues to surprise me and really sadden me is that there's so many cases of incest, and there's so many cases of sexual exploitation, sexual abuse. And what happens is, it's usually when someone is very young, and it's almost always done by someone that they know and someone that they trust. So I think that's why the question is, when I hear these people talk to me, it's at the time they didn't know if they were being violated or being raped. Okay, so I want to first qualify what rape means. It doesn't mean just being penetrated without your consent. Of course, certainly it covers that, right? But if you are touched, if you are touched in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, if you are touched in an area that is not supposed to be touched, you're being violated.
Right.
Okay, I hear that a lot, and why am I bringing that up? It happens when these people talk to me. Okay, it started out they were just touched in an improper way, and then it had such a huge ramification on them later on when they had relationships. You don't forget that.
Yeah.
And then it becomes more complicated for when you are in a relationship, when you don't know how to say no, or what boundaries, or what's actually, can I say no?
Yeah, ang lakas pa ng hiya factor natin.
Yeah, and if you can say no, kasi nga, what happens, the incredible yung dynamic. I'm not a psychologist, but I will tell you that in these people who have so kindly trusted me with these stories, the dynamic of, it's someone that you know, and it's someone who's usually respected in your family or in your community. There's a huge stigma, and it really does something in terms of the way that you look at what trust is supposed to be and how you are supposed to protect your body and what's permissible.
Okay, so once kunyari andun ka sa point na na-rape ba ako, what's the next step?
I think you should see a counselor. Okay, you should see a counselor already, someone that you trust.
Can you file a rape case even years after it happened?
Yes, you can, but you won't have the evidence.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because your body will show it.
Yes. Now, so that's the first layer of questioning, because I was so concerned about the question. How come you? What are the possible circumstances that could lead someone to ask themselves, I don't know if I was raped. You know, so I had to think back a little bit, and that's why I wanted to touch on that. And it's so common. It has a lot to do with the way we live. We live with extended families. We have lots of cousins and so on and so forth. So these are just things to be mindful of. My advice would be always to the parents as early as possible. You tell your child what their body parts are for, and they're the only ones who can touch them. Even if you are the parent, you are not given license to touch your child. Okay. And then the other thing is, you know, if you don't know if you were raped, you need to see, well, rape will involve violence, it will involve force. So it will involve penetration. What happens is you need to go to file a complaint at your police station, and you also need to file what is called a medico-legal report. Okay, so they need to take forensic evidence from you. And what's unfortunate here in the country is that not all of the hospitals have that machine that can take the evidence that they need. No? So you'll have to go to, there's one in Quezon City, which is the one-stop shop for gender-based violence and rape cases in the Quezon City General Hospital. And I believe the other one is also in Crame. So you can go there already, because what happens is you have to go to so many different places.
Right. And it's not something you want to relive over and over again.
Exactly,
right.
exactly. So, which unfortunately what ends up happening, because you go first to your barangay, then your barangay will take you to Crame, and then you go to the hospital, and then you need to get a lawyer, and so on and so forth. The concept of the one-stop shop in the Quezon City Memorial Hospital was exactly that. You go to that one place.
And yun na.
What's the name again? Just so for the other...
The Quezon City General Hospital. So if you also Google Rappler, women-friendly spaces, you will see the entire article there. And we actually reviewed what the services were. The survivor can go to that area. There's a child-friendly space. It's a room just like this, but it's filled with stuffed toys, and it's filled with those, what do you call those soft materials on the floor? Bean bags.
The mats.
The mats.
Yeah.
Okay. So often it's a woman who comes, and she may come with her child. So the point is to have the child there,
a separate
and
room.
she can speak separately to the social worker, the police officer, and the lawyer. Sometimes it's the child who is the survivor. So the social worker will need to put the child in a comfortable environment to get the child to talk to him or her. I saw one NGO which was so great. They had these dolls that had anatomical. I forgot what the proper term is, but it's a doll that has the parts of your anatomy, your genitalia. So it has breasts for the female doll, and it has a vagina, and then for the male doll, it has a penis.
Right.
And they use that when they need to talk to kids who are survivors of child abuse or child exploitation, because they don't know what it is. What will they say?
Your bird. Put
it in my flower.
What did he do?
Yeah.
So they can just show it.
Right, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, to lighten up the mood.
Yes, to lighten up the mood.
We're gonna end the show with a game. We always end with a game, and today we're gonna play Pictionary. So, Ans, you're gonna be playing for our team coffee break. So that's me and Shelly.
Okay.
And Bugs, pwede ka na rin sumama. We have an additional member. And then...
for NMF.
Sige, for NMF ka na lang. Lynn will draw for NMF, so she made the words. So we'll
try.
You have 1 minute to choose as many words here.
Sorry, Lynn is drawing for who?
For NMF.
Okay.
Anna will draw for... Okay.
So who's gonna guess?
Me and Shelly.
You and Shelly. Okay.
Right now, we're guessing?
Yes.
So I get to pick a word?
Yeah.
And then I will
Then you'll
draw.
draw it. Wait. Okay.
Okay.
And these are all?
Related to sex.
These are all related to...
No, that's not.
I was like, okay, this is so not... This is so not a...
She made the word, so...
Okay,
ready?
Yeah.
Do you know this?
Yeah.
You know that word?
Yes.
Because I didn't know it until recently.
Positive in the pregnancy test?
Okay.
Addition.
Right?
2 words.
Plus?
Okay, that... Sorry, I'm old school when it comes to...
2 syllables, okay.
Draw it na. You don't need to put that. Ah, wow.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
this. You should know this.
Pizza.
No. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Now I'm so
You
pressured.
can pasta.
Okay.
Okay.
What did...
What's that?
You said...
Turtle.
No.
Ninja.
Uh-huh.
Plus ninja. Positive ninja.
No, that's the...
What the hell is ninja?
The
with a
second
six?
word.
Ninja.
Ninja moves.
Ninja flag? What's that?
Time's up.
Oh man!
Ninja party!
Ninja party! What's that?
No, they don't know it. Oh.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay, we're running out of time. It has to be NMF. Sorry. Let's Google it all later.
No, but Anna will explain when I draw for NMF.
Okay, so a ninja party is a party where people go blindfolded and then they essentially just have sex with everybody in the room.
Randomly.
It's eyes wide shut.
Don't ask me why I know this.
I know why you know it.
Hi. Team NMF. Boobs and Team NMF.
Eyes wide shut.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Other game.
Yes! Good job! Okay.
Okay, they won.
Ang dali.
Okay. Ang awkward. Okay. Okay. Well, wait, okay. One, but after... Oh, sorry.
I know what it is.
Pass. Brazilian wax.
Yes. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Dapat may hair muna.
Squiggles.
Okay, I don't know what to...
I know that.
Dali.
Yes!
Ay, nako.
Bakit ganyan yung sa inyo?
I know, right?
We need a chance to
And chance, one more.
One
Last.
Okay. 2 points. 2 points.
Okay, Anna, go.
2-0. Okay,
Okay,
so
Anna, go.
I
you
get
give
to
her the
pick.
marker?
Yeah. Oh, but
Bawal
that's easy.
pakita eh.
Oo nga.
Go.
Circumcise.
Condom.
Yeah. Okay.
Next.
Next.
2-1.
That is a big condom for a small dick.
God, I don't know how to draw.
Sperm. Ah, hindi.
Chains. And whips. Excite me. S&M.
Cuffs.
Handcuffs.
Handcuff. Okay.
Okay, cool.
2-all. We get a turn after this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know how to draw that.
Floppy disk.
Joystick.
Veins.
Sex related.
Coming. Erection.
Time's up.
Dildo. That's why there's a suction cup. Yeah, that's why there's a base.
Akala ko balls lang yan.
They're pretty flat.
Nana flat.
Okay, our turn.
So what is it? 2-all?
Okay, aminin natin nag-enjoy si Lynn Penugo sa game.
Okay, how about this one? Anybody can guess.
Okay, go.
Kasi tayo eh. Okay?
sige.
Okay, let Anna draw it. Na lang.
Okay, okay.
Sige.
Which Anna?
You.
Okay.
Okay. But I won't guess because I know the words. Okay,
Start.
guys.
Mahirap ah.
I won't guess. I can't guess.
5 letters.
Mm-hmm.
Boogs go.
Oh God.
Momol.
Yes.
We win!
Mama, I didn't even finish.
Okay, with that, we need to wrap up. Thank
Terrible
you
fish
for
lips.
joining us. Thank you, Anna, so much.
Thank you for
So
joining
informative
us.
and
Super.
fun.
Thanks, Beyond the Box. And if you guys have more questions, please visit www.sexandsensibilities.com.
Yes.
And she also writes a column for Rappler called A Dash of Sass, so you can Google that and all her articles will come out.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, ladies. Yay.